Hey everyone, I'm Tony James, and this is a rebranded Hillquest Moto, mainly because I do enduro, adventure bike riding, and some dual sport, so I wanted to encompass all of that. At any rate, this is about the video that is going to follow this little short insert. The reason I'm doing it is because I received this letter here from KTM. It is the last week of October of 2025. So if you have a KTM 390 Adventure and you haven't received this letter from KTM, I would be reaching out to them and ask why not, and follow up to see that you actually get the repair done in which this letter encompasses, which is a recall. I didn't get a whole lot of riding on my 390 this year, mainly for this reason, and the video will explain why. Hey everyone, I'm Tony James. This is Hillquest Dual Sport. Today I am on the 390 KTM, and believe it or not, it's the end of July and this is my first ride on the 390, and I'll tell you about that a little later when I get back on the trail, and I'll give you a breakdown of why it's been so long in the season that I've actually taken my first ride. So let's get out on the road. All right, so this is the entrance to Powder Face Trail. I'll just wait and get up here a little ways. I bet there's going to be some rain ruts today. Doesn't look like anybody's been up here since the rain yesterday. Bit of a meadow up here. I'll stop. I'm just going to stop here. Ooh, pretty soft. I'll throw a rock under there. There we go. All right. My KTM 390 2023. I bought it in July of 2023. So it's just July 20th actually. So what happened? So I took it in for service last fall and everything was good. This is still dirt from last year. I know, bad on me for not washing it properly last year before I put it away, but that's the way it is. Anyway, my first ride, I went to take it out in the beginning of May, and I got to the end of my street and it just lost power. Oh, look at, here's a Volker Steven looking after the road. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. That was nice of him to stop and ask. Anyway,
So beginning of May, I rode it to the end of my street and lost power. Twist the throttle, nothing. It would idle, but it would not respond with the throttle at all. So off to KTM, or to CycleWorks Calgary, which is where I bought it, and they were booked till, well, in the middle of May. They said they were booked till the end of June, so I couldn't get in till the end of June. But if I dropped it off, they would see if they could take a look. So dropped it off. After a month, I followed up, and they had just had it in. They took a look and diagnosed it, and they determined that it was a known issue with this model, that the throttle body is will probably fail like that. So instead of KTM doing instead of KTM doing a recall, fixing them all, they were just going to wait and see how many bikes failed, and then they would fix them as they came in. That's my assumption, but because they were in a bit of financial problems, why do some repairs when perhaps you don't need to under warranty? So while it was in there and still under warranty, they did check some other things. There was a faulty oil screen plug, and they ordered that and replaced it. There was also a broken something or other in my gear shifting linkage. So they replaced the throttle body, and they replaced the oil filter screen plug, but the piece that is still on back order is for the gear shifting linkage. So it's able, they put it back together and I was able to ride it, but the piece is on back order until the end of September. So I wouldn't have been able to ride my bike at all this year unless I actually went in and said, can I take it, ride it, and you call me when this piece is in. So that's where it is. So I picked up my bike a couple weeks ago, and like I said, it's been raining a lot. Hooking this back on my helmet. It's been raining a lot, so I haven't had a chance to really get it out. So end of July 29th, I think it is today. It's a Tuesday. First ride on the KTM 390 this year. Crazy.
So I'm actually quite lucky that the throttle body failed at the end of my street and I wasn't deep in the woods, because I would have really been in trouble. So if you haven't got the letter for recall, definitely check with your KTM dealer, and I'd get that taken care of before next season.